Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Etlin. I am a residential realtor with Kale Realty, as well as a mortgage broker with PRMG. This is Chicagoans at Home Talking Shop. And this afternoon, I'm pleased to have Patrick Chappell. Hopefully I didn't butcher your last name, Patrick.
No, you nailed it. You're one of the rare people that nails it.
All right. Well, I was tempted to say Chappell, of course, but good to have you, Patrick. Patrick is principal with Tinker and Chance Construction here in Chicago, and so glad to have you. How was your weekend, Patrick?
It was good, not bad. Just trying to stay busy during these weird days.
Yeah, I know. We all are. So great to have you. I have a million questions I want to ask you, but I'll just ask you some fun ones to so our viewers can get to know you before we get into the nitty gritty of your general construction business. So, all right.
Cool.
So where are you originally from, Patrick?
I was actually born in Lawrence, Kansas. I'm the oldest of 6 kids in my family. So when I was 12, we all moved out to Colorado. My parents were kind of took a transition, a career change, and bought a company out in Colorado, and we all made the plunge and went out to Colorado on the entrepreneurial dream. So I'm kind of half and half. The first 12 years of my life, I was in Lawrence, Kansas, and then grew up in Colorado the rest of the way.
Interesting. And how long have you been in Chicago?
I've been in Chicago since 2007. So.
Okay. Yeah, around the same time I moved here from Toronto, actually.
Yeah. I moved out to Chicago for. I moved out to Chicago for school. So I went to Loyola. My first year at Loyola was in the fall of 2007.
Okay, gotcha. Nice. So you've been here a while.
Yeah.
So we were chatting earlier about how our social lives are somewhat disrupted during the pandemic, you could say. So what do you do to stay busy other than Netflix and Amazon Prime?
I have 2 kids, so they keep me pretty busy, and I've had a lot of fun with them. I mean, as terrible as this pandemic has been for a lot of different reasons, it's also it's inherently created a lot of family time at home, and I've really enjoyed that. And my wife and I both work full time, so it's been nice to kind of get some time with the kids at home, and we've been doing a lot of at home workums. we're the crazy people that are like sprinting up and down our front block with the kids, and like they run along with us so we can blow off steam with them. And I train for triathlons. So those have been canceled, and I just started doing it. I haven't been doing it in a long time, but and my wife has been in CrossFit, so we have kind of been like taking on those workouts at home. So just kind of waiting for the storm to pass until things get back to normal.
So you're doing the same type of training like virtually, like because you have to obviously stay in a pretty strict regimen, right?
Yeah. So for triathlon stuff, I've kind of transitioned out of that and morphed it into some CrossFit stuff. I've pretty much joined a CrossFit gym with her in Park Ridge where we live, and but I try to keep like a lot of running going and a lot of stuff that I think I can use for a triathlon stuff, and just try to keep that my body as in shape for that stuff as possible. But I enjoy CrossFit as well.
Okay, nice. All right, so let's turn into your general construction business. I have a lot of questions for you, and I know you're great at what you do. So let's kick into that gear right now. So how did you initially get involved in real estate and construction?
So when I was at Loyola University, I mentioned I went to undergrad there. A group of friends and I started a student run and managed business program through Loyola called Loyola Limited. And long story short, we had to hire a general contractor for each of the businesses that we opened there. And fast forward these years, that general contractor that we hired is now my third business partner in Tinker and Chance Construction. So We got to know him through the stuff at Loyola Limited, and really enjoyed getting to know the real estate business and the construction business. And um, my other partner, John Ferreira, and I were both involved in Loyola Limited. And so we had hired Dave Krug, who was this other contractor. And Dave became a mentor for us, and we just kind of kept in touch. And after school, we both, when we had to get a real job and we couldn't do Loyola Limited anymore, we went to Dave and said, hey, we like you, we like this business, we'd love to work with you if we can. So we went and worked with him at his construction company at the time called Krug Development, and we worked for him for a few years, and then we partnered up about 5 years ago and started Tinker and Chance Construction all together. So.
Oh, nice. So tell me, can you give me an example of that Loyola venture? How that worked, and like what was one project that really got your interest going in this space?
So our first project was it was actually a multifamily building. It turned out to be a guest house or a boutique hotel for the university called the Flats at Loyola Station.
Okay.
And it was, at the time, Loyola didn't have any hotels on or around campus. So it was a huge hit. It was part of a larger development that Loyola was a part of across the street. And there was this parcel of land connected to a parking garage that they, weren't quite sure what to do with, or that an opportunity came about to build this multi-unit building, and we turned it into a short-term, long-term stay opportunity for the university. And then the students ran that business, and then from there it grew to a bicycle shop called Chain Links, a pizza shop called Felice's. We started a bar on campus called Ireland's.
Cool.
At a time, there was a small real estate portfolio that we helped manage. So it was a bunch of different stuff, but the coolest thing about it was that any student could be involved. You don't have to be a business student. It was more just like anybody who wants to learn how to live inside of a business and start a business from the ground up. They could get involved. So we had biology students, environmental studies students, history students, the whole thing, in addition to business. So it was a really fun opportunity, and it led me to where I am today.
Very cool. Very cool. So you mentioned multi-unit in that experience. Is that kind of the focus or specialty of Tinker and Chance today?
Yeah, it's one of our I would say one of our like 2 to 3 core specialties. We do, I would say, anywhere from a 3 or 4 flat, full deconstruction, or full gut rehab, or new construction. I should start out and say that we can either fully rehab a property, no matter the size, or we can build from the ground up. So a vacant lot with, or a house is on the lot, we knock down the structure that's there, and then we build completely new. So we can go either direction. But with multifamily, we have built anywhere, either full new construction or full rehab, anywhere from 3 units to 40 units. So we can kind of scale up or down, and in 40 units is not the limit. It's just kind of what we have happened to do. But, so we've done a lot of that multifamily, either condo or apartment style living buildings, and anything from like apartment grade to very high end finishes as well. So it just kind of depends on what our client wants, and what the current play is. We also have fallen into high-end single-family construction, custom construction of single-family homes. Again, whether it's a full new construction house or a full gut rehab, where like somebody owns we did one, for example, in East Lincoln Park, where somebody owned an old 6-unit property, and we went through and deconverted those 6 units into a full single-family home. It was like a 10,000 square foot home. It was basically new on the inside. The only things that were kept were the foundation structure, the masonry structure of the building, and then the joists, the floor joists. So everything else was stripped out. So it was a real cool opportunity to keep a historic facade, and then have a completely new interior. And then the other specialty we are currently growing at Tinker and Chance is any sort of like office space or retail space, or commercial space. I should say build outs.
Right.
We've done some small restaurant projects. We've done a couple of retail build outs for folks as well, and we really like to grow that part of our business as well.
Pretty interesting. So, question for you, in this whole COVID era we're living, do you have client projects that are, requiring you to reconfigure their office spaces to kind of deal with the new realities of COVID, or is that a service that you provide?
Yes, we've just started to see those bids come through.
Yeah.
I, I think that the first 6 months or 7 months of COVID, everybody was just trying to figure out what's
What the
what is
hell?
this going yeah, what the hell, and what is this going to mean for us afterwards? Like, we know what we need now to survive this pandemic, but also people are trying to strategically think, like, obviously the pandemic's not going to be around forever, so but it is going to change a lot of things too. So they're trying to creatively think through, like, what's the 6 months from now. So I think that we will
Right.
start to see a lot more of that. The easy answer is, yeah, we need to reconfigure our office space, but I think people are still trying to figure out how exactly, and what that 6 months from now is going to be. So we've just started to see plans like that come through, and we're really excited about that opportunity. And single family homes too. I mean, people have sat in their homes, worked from home for this whole thing, and they've really started to think through, like, okay, how can I reconfigure this space not only inside but outside too, to make this better for everything we've learned going through this pandemic. So we're really excited for the opportunity to help people go through that transition within their homes as well.
That's awesome. Very cool. So, tell me, what is the favorite? What's your favorite part of what you do? Obviously, it's not easy work, very complicated, a lot of moving parts, and must be stressful. So, what's the driving force here?
I'd say two things. We have three project managers that work with us as well, and we couldn't do it without them. And we all kind of, the reality is that we're a small company. There's six of us, and um, we all are very hands-on with every single project that we do, and that's kind of the boutique feel of our company. But we've transitioned over the last couple of years, and having our project managers um, manage the projects, and be like a lot of the boots on the ground with John and I, and Dave having a more of a, like, relationship management, strategic role within the company, and overseeing all the quality of that construction. And I really have enjoyed the coaching aspect between me and the project managers. And first of all, it's not to say that I have a lot to learn, and it's not to say that I know everything, but I'm learning stuff every day. But I've really enjoyed what I've learned in this business, and my one of my favorite things is coaching the people on my team to help learn those lessons, and and take that going forward to make their project easier, to make it go better. And I really enjoy that and take pride in that. The other part of it is the relationships with the clients. We might just be building a home for you or a building for you, but it's a structure that you're going to live in for a long time, or you're going to reside or have an office in for a long time, or whatever the case is. And I really enjoy building long-term relationships, because once we finish the project and it's done, I enjoy the opportunity to keep the relationship going. And there's going to be questions that come up about a structure that, hey, how do I maintain this system, or how do I, what's the best reconfigure of, say somebody lives in a house, and they, just like we were talking about with COVID, and they realize they want to redo an outdoor space. We'd like to be those people that are always kind of the go-to builders for folks who do these projects. So we're not just in it for the short term. We really enjoy those long-term relationships, and I've really enjoyed the relationships I built with people that we built in the past.
Absolutely. Well, I can say from personal experience, you're great at what you do, and on top of that, I like the fact that you're actually accessible. You
Yeah,
don't always get both, but you're a strong communicator. You're always available, and with very complicated and often high ticket projects like the ones you manage, it's important to be available
yeah,
to your clients and there to answer questions, small ones or large. So good stuff. And
sure.
where can people find you if they want to speak with you about a potential investment opportunity or redoing their home?
So the easiest thing, because it's on paper, if you will, is go to our website at tinkerandchance.com. And there's a
Okay.
contact us option there. And it goes directly to my email. And I believe my phone number is up there as well. But the easiest thing to do too is just um, ring me or shoot me a quick email. I'm very responsive, and I'd love to discuss projects. But yeah, we have a great website, tinkerandchance.com. We also have launched an Instagram page as well. That's been fun to post pictures of current and past projects, and you can follow us there as well.
And what's your Instagram handle? Do you remember?
It's just Tinker and Chance.
All right. That's pretty
Tinker and
straightforward.
Chance, all spelled
Okay.
out. Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Good stuff. Great having you here.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So Brad, where are you from originally?
Yeah. So I'm actually born and raised in Toronto, Canada. Moved here, yeah, again, around the same time as you did. I moved here in 2006. So almost 14, 15 years now.
Yeah. Cool. So what are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do to keep busy on a daily basis, especially during this crazy pandemic?
Yeah, so I've of course had to switch gears to, stay in shape during the pandemic. In normal times, I love hot yoga. Core Power is one of my favorite things, favorite places to be. But of course, that's not happening for the foreseeable future. So I've switched gears. I run. I get out for walks during the day to, change the pace, and I go for runs. I live in the Irving Park neighborhood.
Oh,
So
cool.
there's Horner Park's pretty close. I like to run around the track there.
Yeah, that's a really exciting neighborhood. Lots of stuff happening over there, huh?
Yeah, tons of construction. I mean, apartment buildings going up left, right, and center, gut rehabs left, right, and center, tear downs everywhere. It's really an upcoming neighborhood.
Cool spot to live. So tell me about how you got involved in the real estate and construction world and what your background there is.
Yeah, absolutely. So back in Toronto, I have a family of realtors, builders, developers, and I actually worked on a construction site as early as age 11, believe it or not. Needed a summer job, had aunts and uncles in the business, and got exposure that way to the business. Father realtor, many other relatives who are realtors. So I really grew up as a kid with it all around me, everyone talking real estate all the time. And I knew that at some point in my life, I would move down that path. Um, I actually did corporate communications and PR for about 20 years before I moved into real estate just a few years ago. And I always knew I would move into the space, and timing was right. And I just finally decided just a few years back, I told myself to blank or get off the pot, and I did it. And the censored version, and so glad I did. I'm loving every minute of it.
That's awesome. So tell me about your multifamily investment property expertise, and
Yeah,
and and
absolutely.
and how do you help investors? With how difficult it is, and how difficult is it for the average person to become a landlord?
Yeah, so the short answer is it's a lot easier than you think to become a landlord. Why people come to me is that I'm a kind of a one-stop shop. I I have the financing sources. I'm myself am a loan originator. So for multi-unit properties of 4 units or less, I have my resources, or I can actually issue loans as a loan officer. And I have on the commercial side of things for that's real estate multi-units that are of course more than 4 units. I also have commercial financing sources. People come to me because I have all the right people to simplify the process. I get my
Hmm.
Canadianisms mixed up there sometimes. I have all the people in my network to make it a streamlined, very simple process for someone to become a landlord. Uh, Most of the investors that I work with just want turnkey. They want me to find a property. They want me to help arrange the financing for the property, bring in the right real estate attorneys, bring in the right contractors, GCs, everyone, all of the above, right? Um, so I can show someone who literally has little to no experience as an investor, as a landlord, how to do it. I can bring in the property management company to deal with all of the repairs, to collect the checks, to basically make it so easy that the investor's literally only getting a check in the bank once a month. They have
Yeah.
no contact with the tenants at all if that's what they choose. Some of my other investor clients do want to be more hands-on and do want to be the landlord and have that interaction with their clients. So I'm a one-stop shop and have all the resources. And in terms of the investment capital required, it's actually most people are surprised in how little is actually required. For the average person that's thought about being a landlord, investing in multifamilies, I can get you into a property, assuming you have decent credit and a job, with as little as $20,000 down. That's including down payment, that's including closing costs, that's closed and landlord, $20,000. So it's not chump change, but I think most people assume it's in the hundreds of thousands. Not at all. Not at
Sure.
all the case.
Sure. That's really cool that you provide all that. I can remember the first building that I bought, and how overwhelming it was just putting together all of those pieces and making sure you have all the right people in your camp, let alone coming up with the financing and the money to do it. So that's really amazing that you guys can do that.
Thank you.
Um, so it seems like the life of a realtor is very stressful and very high paced. So
Can be.
how do you do it?
Yeah, no, I won't lie. It definitely has its stressful moments, as I'm sure you can relate in your GC world. But what keeps me going is at the end of the day when I can put a young family in their first home who's been renting for years and they got a toddler in hand and they've been trying to find a place that they can call their own, that they own, right? For the first time.
Sure.
I love being part of that, despite all the stress involved in arranging financing and negotiating a deal and managing the logistics of a move, furnishing your house, and anything on top of that, such as repairs that you need. At the end of the day, I help people find their dream homes or their starter home, even if it's not their dream home, to make the next step. And it's a huge decision, and I truly love being part of that.
Awesome. So so last question. What sets you apart from the other realtors out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So for my investor clients, for my residential home buyer and home seller clients, I'm always going to give you the right advice. I people that know me and have worked with me know that first of all, I'm always available, always accessible, pretty much any time of day and even night. You contact me, you got an issue, something you need to discuss, I'm there. I pick up my phone. I don't pick up my phone within minutes. You're hearing back from me almost always. So I'm there. I'm accessible. This is a service-oriented industry, and I'm able to differentiate myself by providing exceptional service, by giving frank, honest answers, and also by not sitting back. I like to proactively communicate with both my mortgage and my real estate clients. I believe very strongly that proactive communications equate to excellent service. They're a big part of it anyways.
Hmm.
Whether you're moving along the many steps involved in arranging your financing, your mortgage, or you're negotiating a deal for a home or an investment property, I am guiding you every step of the way. You're going to hear from me. Hey, just want to give you a call, or just thought I'd shoot you a text and let you know that within 2 to 3 days, this is where we're going to be at. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be in touch in 3 days. Have a great day. That's me. I'm a proactive communicator. Very seldom will you ever have, will anything be murky? You're going to know every step of the way what's next.
Awesome.
Thank you. All right. Well, great having you, Patrick. Love to have you back sometime if you'll come back.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's rare to be able to just sit down and talk shop and just, talk about what we like about the business. And, every day is crazy, and, it's fun to do this.
I know. Absolutely. Thank you to our audience for watching. Again, this is Brad Etlin with Kale Realty and PRMG. My guest today was Patrick Chappell, Tinker and Chance Construction. Again, really enjoyed having you, and let's do this again soon. Take care, Patrick.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.